Howdy everyone, I am Scott Sigler, author of Alive, Book 1 of the Generations Trilogy, which is out July 14th, 2015 from Del Rey Books. At the time I am shooting this video, the release date is less than 4 months away, and many of you have already seen the super cool cover for the book that was released months ago. It's already on Amazon, it's already on Barnes & Noble, it's everywhere. There have been advertisements for it, street teams, heck, it's even on the front cover of the Advanced Reader Edition, which has gone out to hundreds of readers and media alike. Now with all that effort, you might think there is no way a publisher could change to an entirely new book cover. Not now, it's too late. Right? Wrong! Just 3.5 months from publication, Del Rey, a division of Penguin Random House, is giving us a brand new cover. But all the marketing they did, all the branding, all the outreach, all the money they've spent, that would all be lost. They can't change it now, right? I assure you, sir, they can, and they already did. So, I will reveal that new cover in a minute, but what you're probably asking yourself right now is, why they do that? I asked the same thing, and my cool peeps at Del Rey were kind enough to give me a very detailed answer, which I'm about to share with you right now. If you're a fan of mine, you'll probably find this interesting, but also if you are an author who works with or hopes to work with big publishing, this is fascinating information straight from the horse's mouth. No offense to my editor, or to horses. Here is Mark Tavani, my editor from Del Rey, to tell you why the change and also the new cover. Hope you dig it.
Hey, this is Mark Tavani, Scott Sigler's editor at Del Rey Books, and I'm here to talk about the cover of his new book, Alive, which will come out this summer. So we originally introduced one cover, and now we're introducing another one. Why are we doing that? When a cover is made, it is put together with thought, input, and work by a designer, a publisher, the author, and the editor. We came up with something that we really liked for this cover. But once we've got something we like, we share it with a wider group of people. That includes our promotional teams, that includes our sales reps, that includes the accounts out there in the real world that actually sell books to consumers. And as we did that with this cover, we began to get feedback that the cover wasn't doing everything we hoped it would achieve. On one hand, we were being told it was a bit too drab. This was obviously not our intention. On another hand, we were being told it had a very stark look, not a very welcoming look. And the book is actually quite emotionally resonant, and we didn't want to hide that fact. So we decided to switch tracks. How hard is it to switch tracks once you've launched a cover out into the world? There are challenges. Obviously, the cover appears in many places, on account product pages, on the author's website. We have it in our catalog, all kinds of things. So there is some work involved in pulling it back. Also, people get used to it. We get used to it. The author gets used to it. But in the end of the day, if a cover is getting in the way of a book's potential instead of increasing it, you've got to make a change. And that's the decision we made. So, with the first cover, we had set out to show the book's main character, M, as she appears in the first scene of the book. We also intended to introduce some sci-fi elements with the design that are true to the book, but we didn't want to overplay that note, as we do feel the book is quite accessible to a wide readership. But this time around, we've made some big changes. So first of all, you'll see that there is a big color change. In the first cover, the blue appears only in Scott's name. Now in the new cover, this bright blue saturates the entire cover, and we think that gives this look an entirely new visual energy. The other thing is that the typefaces have changed. This time around, the designer did something very clever, and he worked with a visual thematic that is actually present in the novel. And he used that to be inspired in finding a new typeface for the title. The other big change is that M in the first cover appears upside down. In the new cover, she appears right side up. So why did we do that? One of the key pieces of feedback we were getting is that, especially set against this title, the visual of M upside down indicated that she was actually dead or undead. In the case of this novel, that is not true. And we didn't want to send that signal to potential readers. So we turned it the opposite way, and we feel that it works very well. We also feel that now in this new configuration, the emotional resonance that is apparent on the character's face, I think displays much more clearly. How often does this kind of a change happen in the book industry? Frequently enough. There are a lot of people who weigh into the publishing process by the time it's all done. And it is not uncommon for a publisher to have to change tracks on a cover. But it's especially true when there's a feeling that a book has great potential to reach a wide audience. And given that that was the case for Alive, we needed to make this change well in advance of publication.